Hey class, hi, hello, namaste, adab, sat sri akal, assalamu alaikum, vanakkam and khamba khani to all of you. Welcome to today's class, and as you all know, today we are doing the topic for ICSE grade 10th and we are starting the topic mensuration, right? So in this class we'll be talking mostly about cylinder and cone, and we'll be talking about the formulas and we'll be solving some important questions related to this topic as well. So in this topic you need to briefly understand three important things, which is your volume, total surface area and curved surface area, right? So we have already learned about this in the junior grades, grade 9 also. So let me tell you one basic thing about this part. So what it says, see, first let us understand what is curved surface area, then we'll talk about what is total surface area, and then we'll talk about what is the volume, right? Suppose for example I have this bottle here. Now this bottle's curved surface area means this curved part. Or first let's talk about total surface area. Total surface area is all the surfaces which you see, its area. So it will include this total area, this curved area over here, right? It will include this area of the top, it will include this area of the bottom. So area of all these surfaces is called total surface area, right? After that comes your curved surface area. What is curved surface area? That from the total surface area, if I remove the top, the area of the top, and if I remove the area of the bottom, if I remove the area of the top and area from the bottom, in that case the remaining area is called curved surface area, right? So I can say curved surface area is total surface area minus area of top minus area of bottom. Got it? And then the third thing is volume. So volume is like capacity of any solid object. Suppose this bottle, how much water this bottle can hold, that will be your volume of this bottle. How much material it can hold, that will be the volume. So that is nothing but capacity. Now curved surface area and total surface area, they are areas only, so their units are going to be meter square or centimeter square. But for volume, the units are meter cube, centimeter cube and so on. Got it? So this is just the basic. Let us start with cylinder and cone. So beta dekho bhai, first thing a solid which has uniform circular cross section is called a cylinder or a circular cylinder. That means a uniform, okay, it means what beta? It means that the solid should have a uniform circular cross section. That means wherever any point on this cylinder, any point at the cylinder, if I make one cut like this, then everywhere I am going to get same circular cross section, same as the top. If I cut it over here as well, in that case also again I am going to get same circular cross section. So everywhere you will be having same circular cross section. Or if you want, by suppose you have seen bangles, right? So bangles of the same size, if I keep them on the top of each other, they will form a cylinder. Got it? So that is called your cylinder, and we'll be talking about a uniform circular cross, a uniform circular cylinder we'll be talking about. Okay, right circular cylinder means that will be straight 90 degree. Okay, with the base the cylinder is forming 90 degrees, so that is called right circular cylinder. So we generally name it as cylinder only. After that, cylinder, in case of cylinder there are two important things we have. One is your radius and other is your height of the cylinder. Radius of the base, whatever is the radius of the base, same is going to be the radius of the top as well, because the radius, the circular cross section is uniform throughout the cylinder. So radius at the top, radius at the bottom is exactly equal, and the other part is height of the cylinder. So all the formulas will be revolving around this part, radius and height. Got it? So the formulas if we'll talk about, the curved surface area for a cylinder is 2 pi RH. Okay, the total surface area of a cylinder, by see, curved surface area beta, once you got to know this curved surface area, this area is called the curved surface area, only this curved part. So its area is 2 pi RH. Now if I know what is the curved surface area, and this curved surface area if I know is 2 pi RH, to get the total surface area I need to add the area of the top as well as the area of the bottom. So I can say in TSA can also be written as whatever is your curved surface area, in that add area of top and add area of bottom. So in 2 pi r h, by top is a circular surface, right? So pi r square, bottom is also pi r square. So you are getting 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r square. So take 2 pi r common, you are left with h plus r. So this is the formula for the total surface area, 2 pi r into h plus r. And the formula for the curved surface area is 2 pi r h. Got it? These are two formulas. We have told you very clearly, CSA means only the area of the curved surface. TSA means area of top and bottom is also included, area of all the surfaces. Then volume of the cylinder is pi r square h. That is the capacity of a cylinder, which is what? Pi r square h. Area of the cross section is pi r square. Cross section is what? The circular cross section. Na? So pi r square is area of the circle. Perimeter of the cross section. So perimeter of the cross section means what? Perimeter of a circle. Perimeter of a circle is what? 2 pi r. So these are your formulas of the cylinder. These are your formulas of the cylinder. Now, this is a very important part, hollow cylinder. Many students, what they'll do, they'll just mug up the formulas and they'll not think about how do you get the formula. So let's think how we can get the formula. By suppose this is a hollow cylinder. Hollow cylinder in a way is that only this much part, it's like a pipe. It's like a pipe. In the middle there is nothing. You can, it's a through hole, okay, you can pass water through it like that, okay, it is not closed. So it is called a hollow cylinder. It is called a hollow cylinder. So we have two radiuses. One is your inner radius. We have two radiuses. One is your inner radius, small r, and one is your outer radius, that is your capital R. And height of the cylinder is capital H, small h. Right. Now see, if I talk about the inner CSA, inner curved surface area. So inner curved surface area will be the inner part, its curved surface area. So radius at the inner circle is small r. So I can say, sir, inner curved surface area will be equal to 2 pi, since the radius is small r, so 2 pi RH. Think of it as a smaller cylinder inside. So that inner curved surface area. If I talk about outer curved surface area, outer curved surface area will be this part. So here the radius is capital R, so that will be 2 pi capital R into H. 2 pi capital R into H. Now let's talk about the area of the top and area of the bottom. Okay, so beta, if I talk about, suppose when if I talk to you about, let us say, total surface area of a hollow cylinder. If I talk to you about total surface area of this hollow cylinder, so total surface area, whenever I have told, or surface area, that means area of all the surfaces, right? So in the inner side there is a surface, outer side there is also surface. So both the inner curved surface area and outer curved surface area should be taken. So I will say, sir, inner CSA, add inner CSA plus outer curved surface area. Other than that, area of top and area of bottom must also be included. So plus area of top plus area of bottom. Now let's talk about the area of this top. Beta, area of top, you will see it looks something like this. See, one circle outside, one circle inside. Inner radius is small r, outer radius is capital R. So we have to find out the area of this circular ring. This area we need to find out, and I know this area is equal to area of the outer square minus area of the outer circle minus area of the inner circle. Correct? So same is the area of the top, same will be the area for the bottom also. Uniform circular cross section, both are same. So let us add them, add all of them. So inner CSA is 2 pi r h, outer CSA is 2 pi capital R into h. Area of top is pi r square minus pi small r square, and area of bottom is also same thing, pi capital R square minus small pi r square. Right? So here you can see the final formula from the first two, 2 pi h, if we take common, we are adding small r plus capital R. Okay, and here if I take pi common, okay, this is 2 times it will become 2 times pi r square minus pi r square, pi r square minus pi r square, so 2 times it will become. So 2 pi if I take common, it will be capital R square minus small r square. Got it? So instead of remembering this formula, remember this part, because in exam it will be very easy for you to write inner curved surface area, outer curved surface area and all that. So instead of remembering this formula, you might make some mistake in remembering. Okay, so better than this, go for this part. The total surface area for a hollow cylinder is inner CSA plus outer CSA plus area of top plus area of bottom. Bus. That thing you know. So you know inner CSA is 2 pi RH, outer CSA is 2 pi capital R into H. Area of top is pi capital R square minus small r square. Area of bottom is also pi capital R square minus pi small r square. But simple thing. Take common, you will get your final answer. Got it? So this is the best way to remember this formula. This is the best way to remember this formula. After that comes the volume part. Now, see, in this case of surface areas, you need to think very clearly that where surfaces are available, what surfaces I can see and all that. But in case of volume, it is very easy. I can clearly say that, sir, suppose if the inner cylinder was not there, so the total capacity will be this. Everything can be filled with the material. This would be the total capacity, right? But because of this inner cylinder, I cannot fill any material in this region. It is not filled over here. There is nothing over here. So now I can clearly say that, sir, the remaining part. So I can clearly say, sir, now that means the volume will be stored. The material which we can store, the capacity will be only in this much portion. Right? The hollow part. So you can clearly understand that, sir, it is going to be by earlier whatever was the volume of the outer cylinder minus subtract the volume of inner cylinder. That much capacity you have removed. Na? From the outer cylinder you have removed the capacity of the inner cylinder. So volume will be volume of outer cylinder minus volume of inner cylinder. Okay, so volume of this hollow cylinder will be pi capital R square into H minus pi small r square into H. So that will be pi into R square minus small r square into H. As simple as that. This is how you can get the formulas. This is how you can get the formulas for the hollow cylinder. So instead of remembering it, ratta marne ke liye mugging, instead of mugging, just understand the part, you'll get it. Got it? So this is your hollow cylinder. After that comes the cone part. A cone is what, beta? See, in cylinder what you are doing, you are placing circles of the same size on top of each other. You are placing circles of the same size on top of each other. So suppose this is how you have got your cylinder, ऐसा, right? But here what you are doing, you are placing circles of one size smaller on top of each other. So the next circle will be a bit smaller than that. Next circle will be a bit smaller, other bit smaller, then smaller, then smaller, then smaller, then smaller. So something like a cone formation you will see. है ना? You get the idea, a cone formation. See, here the circle size is this. Later the circle size has decreased. Here also the circle size has decreased. Here also it has decreased. Till the point at the top where is a point or the circle's radius is 0. So in this way the circle size is decreasing and you are getting a cone. So a solid obtained on revolving a right angle triangle. Achha, one more definition for this can be, suppose if I have a right angle triangle. If I have a right angle triangle and suppose if I fix this part, okay, it can only rotate. You cannot move this from its place, and if I rotate this along with this part, so you will get a cone shape or not. See, something like this, it will be forming a cone. Dikh raha hai? Right? So revolving a right angle triangle about one of its sides, so you will get a cone like that. Got it? So this is the next part which it was saying. Let me make this diagram a bit more clear. So if I revolve it around, so it will look something like this. Okay, at this place also it will be forming a same right circular cylinder. Here also same right circular cylinder. Right circular triangle. So this is how different triangles it will be forming. Okay, so this is how it is going to look. So it will form a cone. That is what it is saying. Got it? Now for a cone we have three important things. For a cone By for the cylinder, in the formula of cylinder, we have two important things. One was your radius, other is your height. Right? In the cone, we have three important things. One is your height of the cone, one is your radius of the cone, and other is called a slant height. Now remember, height is perpendicular to radius. This is your radius of the base. The height is perpendicular to the radius of the base, and the slant height okay, the height is perpendicular to the radius, and the slant height is this, the slant one, the outer part. So this length is called the slant height. Got it? Now you can clearly see it is forming a right circular cylinder. It is forming a right angle triangle. So in this right angle triangle, beta, I can say for sure that, sir, if I look at this right angle triangle, this is H, this is R, this is L. So by Pythagoras theorem, L square is H square plus R square. Right? I can say L is equal to square root of H square plus R square. So this is the relationship between the slant height and the cone. So in these questions, sometimes they will give you any one of the part. They will give you, suppose, the slant height and radius they'll give, find out height or something like that. Got it? So this is the relation between all three. Okay, so this triangle is very important in the case of cones. Now, the lateral surface area for a cone is pi r L. Remember, in the curved surface area, lateral or curved surface area in CSA of a cone, slant height is used. Pi r L, slant height is used. The total surface area, so in this case, but you know total surface area is curved surface area plus area of top plus area of bottom, right? Curved surface area is pi r L plus area of top. Area of top, but you see area of top is what? A point. Top is what? No area, 0. Area of bottom, circle of radius r, pi r square. So you have got pi r L plus pi r square. Take pi r common, you are left with L plus r. Got it? This is how you have got it. Volume of the cone, you can remember the formula for the cylinder, it was pi r square h. Volume of cone will be 1 by 3 pi r square h. Volume of cone will be 1 by 3 pi r square h. Got it, beta? Now, let's move ahead. Now, before I start the class, let me tell you one thing. We'll be solving some problems, but those students who are looking to say who are going somewhere else for their studies and they are facing some difficulties, one out of or the other, you will not face these difficulties at Vedantu, because here your doubts will be solved by in each and every class by a dedicated teacher. Notes and assignments will be provided to you for after each and every class. Okay, so whatever session you are going to take on Vedantu, after every class you will be provided with notes and assignments. Test will be taken in a regular interval of time, that too on your examination pattern. Competitive examinations like NTSE, KVPY, no need to go anywhere else. Everything will be provided to you at Vedantu. Schedule, that is, suppose if you miss your class because of some reason, in that case, no need to panic. Okay, you will be getting the recording of that classes, so you can always watch the recording, and once you are finished with the recording, you will feel like you have not missed out on anything. And the last thing, choice of language, that is Hindi or English. Other than that, you are getting unlimited live classes. All micro and crash courses are free of cost to you. Performance reports and personalized attention. Here the crash courses is your revision classes, revision courses, whatever will be happening on Vedantu, and micro courses that are chapter specific courses. So any chapter you can study whatever number of times, and whenever you want you can revise that chapter like that. So this is the this micro courses gives you the power to design your own curriculum. Whatever chapter you want to study first, you can finish that chapter. Got it? So to register for the Vedantu's courses, the link is in the description box, as well as it is the pinned comment in the video. After going there, apply the coupon code GPE Pro, and that coupon code will give you direct 20% off. Flat 20% off you will be getting by clicking on that. Got it, beta? Now let's move ahead. The question says, a cylindrical container with diameter of base 42 cm contains sufficient water to submerge a rectangular solid of iron with the dimension 22 cm into 14 cm into 10.5 cm find the rise of level in the water when the solid is submerged. So that means what the question is saying, suppose there is a cylinder over here. There is a cylinder over here. Okay, and this cylinder is big in size. Okay. Its base diameter is 42 centimeter. Height, it has enough height. What they are saying, it has sufficient water to submerge a rectangular solid of iron with dimension length 22 centimeter, breadth 40 centimeter, height 10.5 centimeter. You can clearly see diameter is 42, so that can easily be dropped into the cylinder. This solid can be easily dropped into this cylinder. So what they have told at the starting beta, that this cylinder contains some amount of water. Some water was present already. Okay, some water was already present in the cylinder. What happened is, you have taken this box. And you have dropped this box inside the cylinder. Okay, so let us say this box you have dropped inside the cylinder. Okay, now think of it in this way. Think of it, beta, in this way ki sir, earlier if I would have not dropped the box, the cylinder, the water level will be whatever place I have shown you now. But since I have dropped this box inside this cylinder, earlier if I take out the box, earlier at the place of box we had water. Now since I have placed this box inside, so the water at that place where the box is right now, that has been displaced, so water will adjust itself. So to adjust, the water is going to rise. So let us say because of dropping this box, the water is now up to this level. Obviously, you have seen this experiment, you have heard that story also, that there was a crow, the water level in that bowl was very low, he could not drink it. So what he did, he dropped pebbles inside that. So in that vessel, when he dropped pebbles, because of that the water level came up, and the crow drank the water, right? So same story over here, the box is placed inside, the water level will rise. Now the question they are saying, find the rise in the level of the water when the solid is submerged. So they are saying how much water level has risen up. What is the rise in the level of water? That is what they are asking. They don't care what was the water level earlier, what is the water level later. They are saying tell us the change in the water height. The change in the water height. So beta, in this case, what we do understand from here, always remember, see, I know if I take out this box out again, the water level will again come to this white level. And if I put the box again, put this rectangle, this cuboid again, the water level will again rise to the blue level. So you can clearly understand that this water level is rising because of this box. The second thing being, ki sir, if I drop a bigger box, the volume or the rise of the water level will be more. If I drop a smaller box, the rise of the water level will be less. So it depends upon the size of this as well. Now why water is rising? Because earlier whatever place the box is lying, there was the water. So that water has displaced itself. So I can clearly say ki sir, this displaced water, whatever is the quantity of this displaced water, this quantity of displaced water can be exactly fitted at the place of this box, because this displaced water, the water which has risen up, was earlier where the box is. This water was earlier where the box is. Since the box has come there, so water has been displaced from there and water level has risen. So I can understand one thing which is very important. Remember, whenever these kind of question, when the water level is rising, this part is very important which you have to remember. Remember, volume of displaced water is equal to volume of cuboid. Volume of displaced water is the volume of object whatever you have dropped in. Okay, volume of cuboid, for this question it is cuboid, but you can remember volume of object dropped. Volume of object submerged in the water. This if you understand. Then these kind of questions which might fear other students, they will not fear. You will be never be afraid of these again. So the water level which has risen, so only the volume of displaced water, that means the water which has displaced, the water amount which has displaced this much, this blue part of water, the volume of this blue part of water which has changed its position, okay, the change its position, so this height. So because of this height, this part is also a cylindrical portion only. By water takes the shape of the object, so the shape of the vessel is cylinder, so this increased part of this height h, this will also be a cylindrical block of water. It will be a cylindrical block of water. It will look like this, a cylindrical block of water. Yes or no? Correct? It will be like this, a cylindrical block of water whose height is h and base diameter is 42 centimeter. So this is the volume of displaced water. Its volume is exactly equal to the volume of cone. So I can say, since it is a cylindrical block, the diameter is 42, so radius will be 42 by 2, which is 21 centimeter. So I can say volume of displaced water will be cylindrical block, so pi into radius r square into h, which I don't know, which is the level, increase in the water level, is equal to volume of object submerged in the water, that is 22 into 14 into 10.5. Pi is 22 by 7 into 21 into 21 into h is equal to 22 into 14 into 10.5. So this 22 to this 22 got cancelled, 7 ones are 7 threes are. So h is equal to 14 into 10.5 divided by 3 into 21. Okay, so 21 and this will get cancelled, 21 ones are, this will be 21 0.5 times division, and 14 into 0.5 is 7 by 3. 7 by 3 means 2.333 centimeters. So the rise in the water level will be 2.33 centimeter. The rise in the water level will be 2.33 centimeter. Got it? So remember beta, this is the most important part. Volume of the displaced water will be equal to volume of object submerged in the water. This part, if you understand, these kind of questions will never trouble you. These kind of questions will never trouble you. Okay, chalo, let's move ahead. Next question. The radius of a solid right circular cylinder decreases by 20% and its height increases by 10%. Find the percentage change in its area. So I can clearly say beta, here by the radius, by right circular cylinder is cone is given here, the radius is decreasing by 20% and height is increasing by 10%. So percentage volume in the change in volume and curved surface area. So in these kind of question, what we'll do beta, case 1, when we have a normal cylinder, where radius is, let us say, small r, height is small h. I need to check the change in volume and curved surface area. So for this, the volume will be pi r square h and the curved surface area will be 2 pi r h. Now let's take case 2. When we have done the changes, let's take case 2. In the second case beta, what is happening? The radius is decreased by 20%. So radius has decreased and height has been increased by 10%. So height has increased. So now the new radius will be 20% decrease. So earlier the radius was r minus 20% of r. That is r minus 20 by 100 of r. So this is 1s are 5s are, r minus r by 5, which is equal to 4r by 5, or you can say 0.8 r. And the new height will be equal to previous height plus 10% of the previous height, because increased by 10%. So it will be 1.1 h, the new height. So this is 0.8 r, height is 1.1 times of h. Now let's talk about its CSA. curved surface area will be 2 pi into radius is 0.8 into height is 0.8 r into 1.1 h. तो देखो keep 2 pi r h separate and 0.8 into 1.1, 0.8 into 1.1 will become 0.88 into 0.88. So this is the new curved surface area. This is the new curved surface area. Similarly, the new volume will be 2 pi, no sorry, not 2 pi. The new volume will be pi into the new radius is 0.8 r square into h is what? 1.1 into h. So you'll be getting pi into 0.8 r whole square. So 0.8 square will be 0.64 into r square into 1.1 into h. So देखो again I can take pi r square h common and 64 into 11 we have to do 0.64 into 1.1 we have to do. So let us multiply them. So 4 plus 6 10 and then 6 plus 1 7. So 0.704. So this will be the new volume. We have got the new volume, we have got the new curved surface area. So the changes, okay, so I can say change in CSA will be equal to, earlier it was 2 pi RH minus 0, now 0.8 minus 2 into 2 pi RH. So it will be 2 pi RH minus 0.88 times of 2 pi RH. So you can take 2 pi RH common, you are left with 1 minus 0.88. So which is equal to what? 2 pi RH into 1 minus 0.88 is equal to what? 0.12. Correct? So percentage change will be how much? Percentage change will be the change in CSA, which is 2 pi RH into 0.12 divided by the original CSA, which is 2 pi RH into 100. This to this got cancelled. 0.12 into 100 is 12%. So the change in CSA is 12%. Correct? Similarly, the change in volume. So first, let's talk about change in volume. So the change in volume, earlier it was pi r square h. Now it is 0.704 into pi r square h. 0.704 into pi r square h. Take pi r square h common. So you are left with 1 minus 0.704. So it will be equal to pi r square h into, it will be 0.296. So the percentage change in volume will be equal to, so the 0.296 into pi r square h, change in volume, divided by original volume is pi r square h into 100. This to this got cancelled. So it will be 29.6%. So the change in the CSA is 12%, change in volume will be 29.6%. So this is the best approach to solve these kind of questions. Calculations are the easiest because we see some of the students will do it like they will assume the radius to be 100, height to be 100. So in that case, the calculation becomes difficult. It becomes bigger. Okay, then one radius you will get as 80, other will be height will be 110. You have to calculate more. In this way, the calculations are quite less. Got it? Answer is in CSA, the change is 12% and in volume, the change is 29.6%. Got it? See here, so many big numbers you are dealing with and you have solved it so easily. Got it? Chalo, let's go for the next question here. Now, as you all know, Vedantu students have done wonders in the JEE advanced results. 5 students in top 500, 11 in top 1000, 44 in top 2000, 121 in top 5000, 253 students in top 10,000 students all over India. So if you want to also be here, you want to be here, you are more than welcome to join Vedantu's subscription courses. Okay, now next part beta, the two right circular solid cylinders having radii in the ratio 3:5 and heights in the ratio 2:3. Okay, find the ratio between CSA and volume. So now we have two cylinders. Okay, the radius are in the ratio 3:5. So let us say One we have here cylinder 1 and here we have cylinder 2. Okay, cylinder 1, the radius are in the ratio 3:5. So let us say the radius is for these two cylinder is, let's say for this it is 3x, for this it is 5x, and the height is in the ratio 2:3. So let us say height is 2y, here height will be 3y. Ratio is given, I have multiplied with some common variable. So now I can say ratio between their CSAs. So let us say curved surface area of the first cylinder divided by curved surface area of the second cylinder will be 2. Curved surface area is what? 2 pi RH. So 2 into pi, radius is 3x into h is 2y, divided by 2 into pi. Radius for the second cylinder is 5x and height is 3y. 2 to 2 cancelled, pi to pi got cancelled. This 3 to 3 cancelled, x to x, y to y got cancelled. We are left with 2 by 5. So ratio of the curved surface area is what? 2:5. Right, see how easy it is. For volume, so volume of cylinder 1 upon volume of cylinder 2. Volume formula is pi r square h. So pi into radius is what? 3x. So into 3x into 3x into height is 2y, divided by pi. Radius is 5x for second cylinder. So pi r square into h. So pi to pi get cancelled, x to x cancelled, x to x, y to y got cancelled. This 1 3 to 1 3 got cancelled. So in numerator we are left with 3 into 2 6, in denominator 5 into 5 25. So ratio of the volume is 6:25. Ratio of CSA is 2:5. As simple as that. Got it? So this is how easily we can get the answer. CSA are in the ratio 2:5 and the volumes are in the ratio 6:25. Let's go for the next question, beta. My next question is this: volume of a cone whose slant height is 17 centimeter and radius of base is 8 centimeter. Now I know that volume of cone is equal to 1 by 3 pi r square h. They have given me radius as 8 centimeter and the slant height, that means L, is given as 17 centimeter. I don't know what is h, so read carefully. It is given as slant height. So what I'll do, sir, I know L square is equal to h square plus r square. So 17 square is equal to h square, I don't know, plus r square is 8 square. So 289 is equal to h square plus 64. Shift 64 over there. So 289 minus 64 is 225 is equal to h square. So h square is equal to what? 15. Sorry, h is equal to what? 15 centimeter. H is equal to 15 centimeter. Now you can find out the volume. 1 by 3 into pi into radius. Radius is 8 into 8 into height is 15. Bas, simplify all this, you will get your answer. Simplify all this, you will get your answer. So your final answer is 1005.71. So main thing was getting this height. Main thing was getting the height. After that, simple application of the formula. Okay, remember volumes unit is centimeter cube. Yaad rakhna beta, I have told you at the starting also, volumes unit is centimeter cube. Okay, now there are two cones. The curved surface area of one is twice that of the other. The slant height of the latter is twice that of the former. Find the ratio of their radii. So there are two cones. Curved surface area of one is twice that of the other. So suppose I have two cones, cone 1 and cone 2. Whatever is the curved surface area of this smaller cone, the cone 2 is double of that. The slant height of the latter is twice that of the former. Find the ratio of their radius. So I can say, ki, sir, see, radius ratio I don't know. So let us say radius is R1, R2. Right? I don't know that. They have told slant height of the latter is twice that of the former. So slant height of this cone 2 is double of the slant height of cone 1. So cone 1 slant height is suppose L, cone 2 slant height is double L, twice of L. The curved surface area of cone of 1 is twice that of the other. So cone 1's curved surface area is double of that. So whatever is the CSA of cone 1, I can say, so curved surface area of cone 1 is double of curved surface area of cone 2. So curved surface area of cone 1 is 2 into, sorry, curved surface area is what? Pi r L, na? Right? So let us say, sir, pi into radius is R1 into L, slant height is L, is equal to 2 times of pi into curve surface area of second one will be R2 into slant height is 2n, right? Curved surface area of cone 1 is double of curved surface area of the second cone. Curved surface area for the first cone will be pi r1 into L. Curved surface area for the second cone will be pi r2 into slant height here is 2L. Same thing I have done here. And this second cone's curved surface area is what? The first cone's curved surface area is double of the second one. Okay, so you will be getting here pi to pi got cancelled. This L to L got cancelled. So we are left with R1 is equal to 2 into 2 is 4R2. So R1 upon R2 is 4 by 1. So the ratio, 4 by 1. So R1 is to R2, the ratio is what? 4 is to 1. As simple as that. But so these questions now where no numbers are given, I am very happy with these questions because बहुत easily you will get the answer. So the answer is going to be what? 4 is to 1. The answer will be 4 is to 1. Okay, beta. Now this I am giving you as your homework question. This will be your homework question. So think carefully about this question and then give me your answer. ध्यान से सोच समझ के you have to give me the answer in the comment section below. I will discuss this homework question in the next class. Okay, so as I have told you at the starting also, those who want to join Vedantu subscription course, the link is in the description box as well as it is the pinned comment. All you have to do, go to that link, click on ICSE 10th, ICSE 2021, select here get subscription. After that you have an option to choose for 1 month, 3 months or 6 months. You can choose any one you want. Only thing is in the coupon code, don't forget to write GPE Pro because this coupon code will directly give you 20% off, direct 20% off you are going to get from this coupon code. It is applicable for 1 month, 3 months and 6 months, all of 3. And also these prices are inclusive of all the subjects, maths, physics, chemistry, biology, SST and English. One more thing, the more number of course months you will take, the price per month decreases. For 1 month the price is suppose 2159. For the 6 months the price is 9199. So if you divide it by 6, the price per month is around 1500 something. So you can clearly see the difference in the prices. So it is more beneficial if you take the course for more number of months. Got it, beta? So link is in the description box as well as in the comment section. GPE Pro is your code. And thank you so much, bacho, for coming to this session. I hope all of you enjoyed the session. I'll see you soon in some other class. Till then, bye bye. Sayonara, Khuda Hafiz to all of you. Bye bye.